Tonight is a very special night for one of two reasons here in Eureka, Illinois, and we'll get to that in just a second, but it's the St. Thomas Bobcats in Eureka, Illinois, ready to take on the Eureka Red Devils for another version of men's volleyball. We welcome you into the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth. Matthew Swan, my broadcast partner, Rob Van Tynen, bringing you tonight's coverage. Rob, tonight's a special night, as I mentioned. Reason number one, it is an 8:30 p.m. start time. This is one of the latest games that we've ever broadcasted here in Eureka, Illinois. Tonight was originally scheduled for 8 p.m., but St. Thomas had some trouble getting into Eureka, Illinois, so we pushed back the start time by 30 minutes. Reason number two, and as you will just see in just a moment, there is pink all around, and that is because it is pink night tonight here for the Red Devils. But let's get into the swing of things. Eureka, they're perfect up to this point, Rob, and they're a very exciting team, 6-0, coming off of a win. What have you liked about this group so far?
What I love about this group, and I mean love about this group, is that they play with fire. I mean, they have so much energy. They play 100% from the first set to the very last, from the first point to the very last. And they're just a fun group to watch, and I just love their celebrations on their ace, on any points. They're just a fun group to watch.
That's exactly right. We will talk more about Eureka's most recent game in just a moment, but for now, we'll send it to break for the anthem. Stay tuned. You're watching ECTV.
Welcome to Metamora Kirby Foods. Metamora Kirby Foods is 100% employee-owned and operated. Explore our full deli, meat department, and wide selection of grocery items, including Kirby Foods' signature brand. And you can save even more with the Kirby Foods Rewards app. Metamora Kirby Foods prides itself on being a valued part of the community. Shop hometown proud at Metamora Kirby Foods.
Did you know toner powder is actually powdered plastic, and Americans consume 100 million pounds of it each year? Epson Workforce Enterprise AM series printers are powered by simple, smart, and clean precision core technology, doing away with waste-making laser printer designs and parts that end up in landfills, so you can experience less wasting, more saving. Your Epson Business First partner is City Blue Technologies in Peoria, Eureka College's official partner for sustainable printing.
State Farm helps make renters insurance simple. Our agents are dedicated to understanding your needs to help you choose the right coverage.
Call State Farm agent Randy Bagoli in Peoria today.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Randy Bagoli in Peoria today.
Are you ready to grow?
And Maria Huari. Number 14, Dennis Morgan. Playing libero, number 17, Victor Monaco. And number 27, Raven Lewis. The Bobcats are coached by Brino Erdi and assisted by Whitney Batu, Marina Alonso, and Christian Rodriguez. Now let's meet the starting lineup for your Eureka Red Devils. A freshman from Grove City, Minnesota, number 1, Mason Johnson. Playing libero, a sophomore from Bolingbrook, Illinois, number 3, Kendall Killens. A freshman from Kalihi, Hawaii, number 10, Kavehi Kaneakua. A freshman from the Philippines, number 11, Claude Paris. A freshman from Venezuela, number 18, Ignacio Hernandez. Playing libero, a freshman from Grand Rapids, Michigan, number 20, Kaylor Erazo. A junior from San Diego, California, number 21, Dyson Wutzke. And a freshman from Magna, Utah, number 23, Maddox Klusner. The Red Devils are coached by Noah Ray and assisted by Ryan Myers and Franny Heckman.
And just like that, both teams ready to get things underway. Rob, it's a little interesting as St. Thomas decked out in maroon, colors we're used to seeing Eureka wear. I will say we got cut short a little in the pregame, and we were talking about, we left off, I believe, on this fiery Eureka team and how confident they are. They're fun, they're energetic, and this is something that we haven't seen from an athletic team at Eureka College in quite some time. And there you go. I was waiting for it. St. Thomas as well. Looks like another very energetic team, and that's what makes tonight's matchup so exciting. Eureka 6-0, St. Thomas 3-1. Again, the Red Devils in the white uniforms, St. Thomas in the maroon. But let's talk about Eureka's last matchup. They won in 4 sets against Illinois Wesleyan, and they were led by 2 freshmen, Mason Johnson and Dyson Wutzke. Johnson, who had 11 kills, 2 blocks, hit just over 300. Dyson Wutzke, 10 kills, and he wrapped it up for the Red Devils. Brought home the W for Eureka. Dyson Wutzke, a player who is actually going to be playing a different position than he's used to tonight. Usually a guy that plays from the opposite side. Tonight he'll be playing from the right side. As for St. Thomas, their best player happens to hit from that side. So Dyson Wutzke is given a very big role tonight.
Yeah, I got my money on Dyson tonight for sure.
Definitely. We know the kind of fire he brings to this team. And you and I both, I'm sure, are very excited and looking forward to how this one's going to result. So it will be Eureka to kick things off, as it'll be Kavehi Kanea Kua to serve for Eureka. Energy rising. Here's the jump serve right across the middle. Immediately the right hand hammer from Moreo Hawari. And just like that, the Bobcats on top by a point. Rob, we didn't even talk about St. Thomas, and we haven't really put too much of an emphasis on them, but they have a lot of big players.
Oh yeah, that is easy to see as a lot of their players are extremely tall, and even looking at their bench over there, they got a lot of big dudes. So
there's going to be a violation against St. Thomas. That'll give Eureka their first point of the night, and we are tied up at 1. Here's Wutzke at the service line. Yeah, I actually made the joke that one of the players on the Bobcats, he doesn't even look like he's in college because of how tall he is. Here's Wutzke, a line drive serve. Great execution. Another right hand, this time from Javon Thomas. And the Bobcats back on top by a point.
A good set there, and finds a hole over there, a gap Eureka leaves, and he just places it, smacks it down perfectly right in that spot.
The Eureka bench getting more into this ball game. They know how important this one is for both sides. Here's Thomas at the line, and that is a service error. Eureka ties it up. Do you think the Eureka bench is getting into the heads of the Bobcats here?
I mean, it's hard to not, be a team and have an opposing team get in your head when they're this loud and this energetic.
Good serve by Claude Paris. Here's a right-hand floater. Nice save by Kana Ikua. Another right hand, no good. I love the execution between both teams and the positioning, the footwork. They have it all. Johnson off the deflection, and that will be a Eureka point. Mason Johnson, the player we highlighted, 11 kills and 2 blocks in Eureka's most recent matchup against Illinois Wesleyan. Very successful player. Here's another serve. This time goes out of bounds as Paris not able to find an open gap. Tied up at 3 in set number 1. Again, we go back to the statistic. Eureka has never played more than 4 sets in a single match.
Talk about getting it done.
Yeah, I mean, those are good odds for the Red Devils. Here's Victor Monaco to serve. Palacio, nice job into the net, dug out. Back set to the right side. Good job by that front row to keep this one in play. Johnson, right hand. Nearly some miscommunication from St. Thomas. Strong rally up ahead. Right hand and the kill for Ignacio Hernandez, the freshman out of Venezuela.
What a hit. No way you're returning that one.
Yeah, I don't even want to imagine myself down on the floor. I always used to think volleyball was an easy sport. Now for all of you volleyball fans, you volleyball players, don't get mad at me because I definitely understand it is not easy to play.
Yeah. I thought the same thing until my high school. They did a thing where the guys played volleyball and the girls coached us.
Wow.
And it is scary watching a ball come out your face that hard.
Especially too when you're going up against a team like St. Thomas and just the height that they have. And let's be honest, I'm not a tall guy, so it's even scarier. There's a kill from Maddox Klusner. Red Devils back up.
Bobcats having a very tough time returning these serves. Not serves. These spikes.
There we go.
Excuse me.
So now at the line it's Mason Johnson. Another strong serve. We've seen a lot of those. That one off the deflection and into the stands. So that will be a point for the Bobcats, tied up at 5. Rob, we're seeing a similar pattern here between St. Thomas and Eureka, just like we saw in the Red Devils' most recent matchup. A lot of back and forth. At the line, it's Izquierdo. Wutzke, and that one goes right into the net. Wutzke from the left side.
Definitely tough trying to hit the ball down when you're that far away from the net. Sometimes the best thing to do is just try to get it over.
Yeah, and again, you can't put too much blame on Wutzke in this ball game. He's one of the key pieces for Eureka. Again, playing a new position tonight, trying to switch things up against a very competitive team. There's a floater knocked down by Eureka.
Sometimes you've got to hit it that hard. You just got to softly put it down there.
Yeah, it's like a knuckleball in baseball.
Oh, yeah.
The team's expecting something fast, and you kind of just see the ball float in the air for a second longer than you're used to.
See, now we're speaking my language. So some terminology I really do understand.
Definitely always helps. Killen's not able to get that serve over. That will put St. Thomas on top. And now at the line to serve, Dennis Morgan, who is a transfer from the University of Charleston, now at St. Thomas in Florida. And there's a good front row block from Mario Hawari. So now that puts Eureka in more of a dangerous situation, down by 2. Again, when you give up these runs, you have to be a little careful because once the team starts to gain that momentum, it's really hard to stop them. Wutzke, no good. Ball still in play. Nice job by Eureka. Wutzke again, this time way too strong.
To go back on what you said, volleyball is a very momentous sport. You need a lot of momentum, and once a team has it, it's very hard to slow them down. It can carry them, really, the rest of the set.
9-6, St. Thomas on top. Dennis Morgan at the line. There's that jump serve, but he leaves it short, and Eureka gains a point.
Got a little momentum switch, just what we needed.
Yeah, this is where you start to chip away if you're the Red Devils. And we know a guy like Kavehi Kana Ekua is very capable at getting the Red Devils back into this ball game. Good serve over the middle. Nice set, and that will be a floater, no good. Didn't think St. Thomas was going to be able to connect there, and that is very hard to compete against.
Oh yeah, that's a tough one.
Raven Lewis with the kill.
Both teams right now just slamming it down, making it hard for the other team, both sides, to even get it back.
Well, I'll tell you what, when you look at this St. Thomas roster, it is very rare. I'm not saying impossible, but it is very rare to find a player who is 5 feet or taller, or shorter, excuse me. That time, Eureka able to regain a point. But yeah, a lot of these Bobcats players are in the 6s. 6'1", 6'2", we're seeing a 6'4", there's a 6'5", somewhere down there as well. Woodsky at the line and a service error against Eureka. St. Thomas up by 3. Red Devils have never lost more than a single set this season. Eureka 6-0, St. Thomas 3-1. Good serve from Thomas, and that one hit in the opposite direction by the Red Devils.
A good effort there by Hernandez, but you can't really lay out for that one with the bleachers being right there.
I will say, volleyball is a little different of a sport. Rob, you and I were both baseball guys, but volleyball, it's really hard to just say, we need to do this to come back, because the game is always changing. You never know what's to come. You can't really expect anything because the opponent that you're facing has a chance to switch things up.
Absolutely. In baseball, everyone has their one set position that they play pretty much the entire game. In volleyball, everyone switches around, unless obviously you're the libero who sits in the back row, but for the most part, you're always moving, switching around, and you're maybe put in a spot where you're not totally comfortable all the time.
So now it's Javon Thomas to serve. Over the middle. Good set. Here's Johnson on the slam. No good. Eureka will reset here. That one off of Palacio. It'll go out of bounds.
We're going to have a tough time getting the ball past this front line. The Bobcats.
Yeah, Eureka's struggling a little right now. Down by 6. We haven't really... Well, I shouldn't say that, because in the first set against Illinois Wesleyan, the Red Devils started to fall off a little bit, and they came back. So never count out these Eureka Red Devils. They are a team that is able to preserve. And I believe that was Eureka's point as St. Thomas hit that one out of bounds.
Another thing I like about volleyball, which is very similar to baseball, is that there is no time limit on these games. These games can go as long as they can. It gives every team a chance to come back no matter how far they're down. Until, obviously, that whistle's blown or the game's over.
There's Hawari with the kill for the Bobcats. The St. Thomas bench starting to get back into this ball game. I wonder if this is a thing for men's volleyball. I mean, all the volleyball teams that we've seen, which have only been 2, St. Thomas being the second opponent against Eureka that we've seen, but they all seem very energetic. And again, you and I were both new to the sport of volleyball, but the atmosphere is really enjoyable and it's really entertaining. There's a kill from Ignacio Hernandez. He's getting all the action tonight.
I don't know what it is about this men's volleyball, but yeah, they are very energetic, very fired up, and it'd be nice to see that of a lot more sports.
It's making me really enjoy this sport. That serve nowhere near being in bounds, and St. Thomas getting really excited about that error. They're up by 6. Good set. Here's a attempt at a slam over the middle, no good. Palacio Killens calls this one off. Johnson right hand off the deflection, still in play. And there's a kill from the back row for Javon Thomas. Bobcats up by 7.
Bobcats just hammering at home right now, making it very tough on Eureka right now.
Yeah, that'll force the Red Devils to take a timeout. We'll step aside as well. 17-10, Bobcats on top. Stay tuned. You're watching ECTV live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth.
Are you ready to grow, to build, to thrive? Take the next steps with confidence at Heartland Bank and Trust Company. We go beyond just offering banking. We work with you to understand your needs. Whether you're saving, borrowing, protecting, or growing, we offer financial solutions for both personal and business needs. At Heartland Bank, we believe every life has a story, and yours includes building a secure future. Let's write that story together. Visit Heartland Bank today at hbtbank.com. Member FDIC.
Eureka trails by 7 here in set number 1, and they look to come back. We welcome you into the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth. Matthew Swan, my broadcast partner, Rob Van Tynen on the call. Rob, we've seen Eureka down in the late stages of a set before. They've been able to overcome that deficit and end up winning. Do you think that's possible in this set?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I would never count these boys out of any game or any set.
Yeah, they don't like to count themselves out either, and we keep talking about it, but just a very energetic team. They never really give up on themselves, and that's a very positive sign. That's what you want to see, especially out of a volleyball team who is in their first season ever in program history at Eureka College. It'll be St. Thomas to start things off. Killens, nice dig. Perfect set for Johnson, and again, a double block. Oh, no, they're saying Eureka with the point. So I guess that one might have fallen out of bounds. I didn't really see that. I was honestly focused on that front row from St. Thomas, but Red Devils on a positive start after the timeout.
Sometimes the ball just moves so fast, you can't catch it quite right when it's close to net like that. Oh.
And that one handled a little awkwardly from Hernandez.
Go back on what you saed about these Eureka Red Devils being undefeated and being their first season ever. I don't think people quite understand how impressive that really is. Most of these guys don't even know each other. Have never played together, and for them to rally together and have such good chemistry starting out and to be so energized well as a group is really impressive.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. There's a really fantastic play from Victor Monaco. He had no idea where that ball was going to end up, and he just happened to hit it in the right spot at the right time. But yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. I mean, just last game, I mentioned this team's chemistry, and one of the things I said was that is a disadvantage for them. They're new, they're not used to playing with each other, and I ate my own words because this team is very good at building that team chemistry. Nice kill there from Javier Palacio.
It's funny to me that any of those are called a kill, even when they just slightly tap it over the net.
There's very aggressive kills, and then there's not so aggressive kills, as we'll come to find. No good from Thomas. He tried to get a kill himself. And there's a kill for Hernandez as he picks up his third of the night. And he's a big factor in Eureka chipping back into this ball game. Killens jump serve. Good execution by St. Thomas, and that will be a Bobcats point off a Eureka deflection. St. Thomas 5 points away from winning this first set. The Red Devils this season have never lost the opening set. They say there's a first for everything. St. Thomas will look to do that. Here's Morgan at the line, and that is a service error. Good eyesight by Kendall Killens from Eureka.
That was very, very close. But very good discipline to lay off that ball.
I really never do understand how they're able to tell if it's going out of bounds or not. You have to have eyes in the back of your head. Kane Akua, no good on the serve. St. Thomas 4 points away now. It'll be Timothy Reyes at the service line.
Another thing that helps too there to know whether or not that ball's going to be out is, I mean, if you hear the bench and the other players are always screaming on whether or not it's going to be out or not, it does help pull yourself off and let that ball go by.
Yeah, it makes you think the bench is in this game just as much as the guys on the floor.
Look at that, we're playing some football over there.
This team is awesome. So it's Javier Palacio getting ready. Good serve. Nice set. I don't think St. Thomas knew what they were going for there. Back set, Hernandez, opposite side, and it touched the line. Good placement by the freshman. And Eureka 16 points in set number one. Let's see if Palacio can keep this rally going. Right over the middle, backside. Here's the right side.
Nice.
Thomas couldn't get it to fall on the initial hit. Goes back to him, 2 hands on it this time. Still in play. Both sides getting a little more energetic. Palacio, nice dig. Johnson, that one hit way in the air. Eureka resets here. Good serve. Johnson again off the deflection in the opposite direction.
Whoa, rally there.
The Red Devils regain a point.
I mean, the plays Eureka had to make there to get that point, incredible.
I mean, those are the kinds of plays you live for in the sport of men's volleyball. Palacio back to it. Another laser off of that right hand. Speaking of lasers, that one went out of bounds, and it'll be another point for the Red Devils.
Eureka starting to rally back here, bringing this game back.
We talked about their matchup against Illinois Wesleyan not too long ago. In set number 1, they were down by a few different points, and they came back and claimed the victory on that set. Palacio back to work, this time a little softer of a serve.
What a block.
And a great block from Claude Paris, the freshman out of the Philippines. That will force St. Thomas into a break. And the Reagan Athletic Complex is getting pretty loud right now.
It is booming for sure.
But that will allow us to step aside as well. Stay tuned. You're watching ECTV live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth.
Discover your perfect. Discover your perfect getaway in beautiful Prescott, Arizona. Your home away from home at Prescott Canyon Estates, a 55-plus community with beautiful panoramic views of Bradshaw, Thumb Butte, and Granite Mountains. Potter Rentals has properties available for monthly rental, all-inclusive and fully furnished, with all clubhouse amenities. Get more information today and make Prescott your home away from home at potterrentals.com.
Eureka down by only 2 points after trailing by a significant amount, and they're looking to come back and win this first set. We welcome you into the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth. Matthew Swan, my broadcast partner, Rob Van Tynen on the call. Rob, we talked about this turnout for Eureka and the support that they have been receiving from these fans.
Kirby Foods signature
Let's touch on
brand.
that a little bit more
Welcome
because these
to
fans are
Metamora
still
Kirby
out here
Foods.
tonight.
Metamora
Oh, yeah, it's gotta
Kirby
feel good
Foods
being
is
a new program and
100%
just knowing that your
employee-owned
school,
and
your
operated.
friends, your classmates are here to support you and back you up. It feels really great. It must feel really great.
So Eureka on the serve. There's an attempt at a kill, no good from Lewis. They go back to him. This time he picks up the kill after Palacio unable to handle the heat.
You know, I just talked about it. I just can't imagine getting his face in front of a ball like that.
Yeah, and even the footwork aspect, you have to react in such a limited amount of time. You have to position your feet, get your hands ready. And sometimes, like you're saying, that's not enough time. Hernandez off the deflection from St. Thomas. That's a Eureka point. Once again, only down by 2.
And on top of that, imagine those forearms and just how much it must hurt to just have that ball and just smack against them constantly all night long.
I always thought about that too. I don't have the biggest forearms. Sometimes I think how much that would hurt. That one way too long off the hand of Raven Lewis. Red Devils 1 point away from tying this one up.
Like I said, I played a little bit of volleyball, and no, it does not feel great.
I always thought you used to hit it with the top of your forearm facing up, and then I stood around the game a little longer and realized I was nowhere close to being right. Here's Hernandez, no good. Great job by the Bobcats to keep it in play. Right hand, Palacio with his chest.
Oh, what a save.
Floater off the hand of Monaco.
Not the cleanest of points, but hey, it works.
Red Devils back into this ball game. Red Devils in set number 1, tied up at 22. Good serve by Paris. Right hand and a block from the front row. Klusner and I believe Johnson in there as well for Eureka. And this first set syndrome is alive tonight.
And that bench is just roaring over there, absolutely hyped that they're coming back from a huge deficit early in this set.
This is a very special program, and we're going to keep things here. Red Devils regain the lead 23-22. I mean, that's not easy to do. And the fact that they've been able to do this 2 times in 2 different games, back-to-back games, might I add. That's impressive.
Yeah, it's so easy for any sport, any team to just, when you're down, just, lose hope, lose, that willingness to fight back. But, these boys are strong. They're just hyped up, fired up, ready to go. No deficit is going to keep these boys down, and they're going to get it done.
Yeah, it really makes me think and question what St. Thomas talks about in a position like this. What do? You have such a big lead. They were, I believe, 4 points away from winning this ball game, and they still had a comfortable lead. All of a sudden, they're down with their backs against the wall.
Yeah, there's absolutely no right thing to say in that point in time. If you go in there, you can't just be happy with what happened, and if you even touch on what just happened, it's already a negative. So right now, they're down, and Eureka is beyond up on them right now.
Yeah, St. Thomas having to go through a lot to get into Eureka, Illinois. Finally getting ready to play their game. But all of a sudden, the Red Devils on top after they let go of their lead. Here's Claude Paris at the line, hoping to continue his success. That one no good into the net. Tied up at 23. It'll be Victor Monaco at the line of service for the Bobcats. Floater with the right hand. Good set. Here's Klusner with the kill. Telling the fans to get more into this ball game. And he's exactly right. This is a special program.
Oh, do the worm over there on the sideline.
Eureka 1 point away from taking set number 1. Hernandez after the spin. And that'll be long. So tied up at 24. Now again, for any newcomers, you need 25 to win, but you have to win by 2. So Red Devils will have to get 26 if they hope to stay on the positive side of this opening set. Good dig by Killens. Good execution. Johnson with the kill. Mason Johnson picks up number 4. He's hitting over 330%. The freshman takes his place. There's that laser. Good set. Outside, that one falls. Nice execution by Izquierdo.
Just trading points back and forth right now.
Well, we knew it was going to be a very intense ball game. Both teams sitting pretty comfortably past the 500 mark. Another great set. Klusner, and that one goes out of bounds. Mistimed it a little bit. Misjudged the placement of that hit. And now St. Thomas 1 point away from taking the opening set. Good serve, dug out by Johnson. Kanayakua tried to sneak it in with the right hand. Palacio, nice floater. Outside, good dig, gotta keep it in play. Red Devils somehow keep this one alive. And that one falls in bounds. Javon Thomas closes out the opening set for the Bobcats. 27-25, the final in this first set. St. Thomas takes it. Red Devils showed some really good fight, and they'll look to do the same exact thing in set number 2. But for now, we'll send it to a break. Stay tuned. You're watching ECTV live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth.
Discover your perfect getaway in beautiful Prescott, Arizona. Your home away from home at Prescott Canyon Estates, a 55-plus community with beautiful panoramic views of Bradshaw, Thumb Butte, and Granite Mountains. Potter Rentals has properties available for monthly rental, all-inclusive and fully furnished, with all clubhouse amenities. Get more information today and make Prescott your home away from home at potterrentals.com.
We welcome you into the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth. Matthew Swan, my broadcast partner, Rob Van Tynen on the call. Red Devils not able to pull off that first set. But Rob, there's a lot of game left to play.
Oh yeah, and especially after watching that comeback Eureka had in that first set. This is anyone's.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting, again, with the Red Devils just happening to make a late comeback in the opening set in back-to-back ball games. Not something you usually see, but overall, let's talk about this for Eureka. Their first ever men's volleyball team, and this can be the foundation of something big. They're a very successful program, 6-0 to start the season. I mean, what more can you say? Think about just the development of future broadcast programs here at Eureka and future teams. These guys are truly setting the foundation.
Oh yeah, and it's incredible. I mean, you have teams that already have a foundation for their men's volleyball teams, and for Eureka to come in and start one and already be undefeated in their first 6 games is amazing. And other teams are probably coming in like, oh, new organization, brand new team, like they think it's going to be light work, and then you come in and you get a group like this. Absolutely incredible, absolutely shocking. Definitely a great thing, especially for Eureka College.
So both teams back out on the floor, getting ready to get set number 2 started. I believe it will be, we're not sure who the ball will start with here. And I believe it'll be St. Thomas, if I'm not mistaken. And yes, it will be so. Timothy Reyes will begin in the second set. Eureka fans not liking it. Here's a opening serve to begin. Good set. Johnson with the right hand from the back row. And a good block by Hernandez. Excuse me, that was Palacio. Javier Palacio getting Eureka their first point. And the first point between either side in set number 2. Kanayakua. And nearly some miscommunication from St. Thomas, but they get it to fall.
Yeah, luckily they found a little gap there where not a single Eureka player was able to fall in and get a point.
Yeah, and that goes to show you the importance of being able to adapt in the sport of volleyball. St. Thomas initially trying to go for the slam, and last second switching it up. Nice floater. That one way too strong from Hernandez. Hitting somebody on that St. Thomas bench. And they're up 2-1 in set number 2. So now it's Javon Thomas at the line. Rob, we take a look at both programs, and they're both fairly new. Obviously, Eureka, this being their first season ever in program history, but St. Thomas University, their volleyball team for the men was announced in 2020 as a part of their athletic expansion, and they didn't officially begin real competition in the NAIA program until 2021. So both programs still getting into the swing of things, no pun intended.
And I think men's volleyball is honestly becoming more and more of a popularized sport, especially like I mentioned earlier, my school did this thing where they have the men play, the boys play, and the girls coach them. And, a lot of guys find that to be fun. And honestly, I can truly say if my team had a men's volleyball team, I would have probably played in high school.
Funny story, my sophomore year of high school, we didn't have a baseball team. We didn't have the numbers for a full team. And so I didn't actually audition, but I definitely, I'd be lying if I said I didn't practice with the men's volleyball team. And that was the only volleyball experience I've ever had. It's not easy.
Oh, definitely not easy, but it is fun. It is a very fun sport to play.
When you're on the right side of it, yeah.
Oh, yeah. If you're getting destroyed, you're not having a good time.
Good set, and Eureka not able to gain the point. More miscommunication from the Red Devils. St. Thomas, early in set number 2, extend the lead. So it'll be Dennis Morgan at the line of service. Morgan, 3 kills already. A perfect hitting percentage for the graduate student. And that is another Bobcats point. And they are just building on one play after another. Morgan goes back to work. That one off of Palacio. Eureka not able to keep it in play. You know, now that I think about it, I made the joke that, well, actually we'll get to that in just a second. I made the joke that one of the guys on St. Thomas, he didn't look like he was in college. I think that actually happens to be Dennis Morgan. And it shows he's a graduate student, and he happens to be holding the team's best hitting percentage in this ball game right now.
That would make a lot of sense.
It took me a minute to put the name to the face, but early in set number 2, St. Thomas up 7-2. Eureka struggling just to really get started in the opening stages of this set.
Yeah, and really right now, it's just a lot of miscues and miscommunication right now. I wouldn't say that St. Thomas is really beating Eureka right now. I would just say Eureka is beating themselves. They've been getting the ball up in the air and hitting it out of bounds a lot here in this second set, and they've just had some balls slipping in and out of their fingers. Hasn't really been any of St. Thomas's setups or anything that have really gotten to them, I would say.
Yeah, and that's why that timeout for them is so important. Just gives them a moment to recollect and regroup and plan how they want to go about these next couple of receptions. But for now, Morgan back to work, and just like that, Eureka, after the very much needed timeout, getting back into this ball game.
Like you said, sometimes all a team needs is just a timeout, just a minute to catch their breath, collect themselves, and get back out in the game.
So here's Kendall Killens with the right hand. That one deflected high in the air, taking ages to come back down. Killens able to keep this one alive. Johnson, and that hit the line. Yep. That'll be a Red Devils point. Mason Johnson picks up kill number 5. Killens immediately back to his game plan. That one past Killens, and Killens not happy with the way things are turning out for the Red Devils right now, immediately throwing his hands in the air. Kane Akua, back set, and that one deflected out of bounds by St. Thomas. Eureka picks up another point. So it's a matter of building on the previous play. That's been the struggle for the Red Devils. Just have to keep going at it. Hernandez at the line. Leads the team in points per set. Nice dig. Nearly catching Eureka off balance. This one's still in play. To the outside, and there's a kill for St. Thomas. Dylan McKnight from that opposite side on the floor. Excuse me, that was Izquierdo. And now it's McKnight at the line. And that'll be another Bobcats point against the Eureka violation, I believe. Is that a touching of the net?
I think it bounced off the net, and then they counted it as a forfeit.
So a 5-point lead for the Bobcats. Izquierdo at the service line. Another strong serve dug out by the Red Devils. Johnson on the attack, and that one still in play. Good job by Timothy Reyes to keep this one alive. Oh, good move. Kavaihi Kanayakua with the kill. A little surprise attack action.
Doing a little bit of surfing over there on the Eureka sideline.
Eureka 6 points in set number 2. Mason Johnson hoping to add on to that point total. On the jump serve and out of bounds. Just like that, they'll turn things over. Again, we keep talking about Eureka's ability to regain a single point, but they're just having so much trouble building on that previous play. To the outside, Palacio, that one directly into the net. Another Bobcats point, and they're up by 6.
So one thing I can't help but notice is that, Eureka, all the guys hit the ball very, very hard. Very hard. But sometimes it does cost us some points. They end up hitting the ball too hard, too far out of bounds, and just lose control of the ball. But when we do find it, boy, is it hard to hit it back.
Johnson no good on the attack. Good set. And that one will be a kill for Javon Thomas as he picks up number 4 on the night. Good serve from Gray. No good on the attack, and that one off the hands of Johnson. And St. Thomas winning in every single way possible right now. The Red Devils trying to talk themselves back into this ball game. Eureka forced to take another timeout. Again, we'll send this one to a break. Stay tuned. You're watching ECTV live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth.
Welcome to Metamora Kirby Foods. Metamora Kirby Foods is 100% employee owned and operated. Explore our full deli, meat department, and wide selection of grocery items, including Kirby Foods signature brand. And you can save even more with the Kirby Foods Rewards app. Metamora Kirby Foods prides itself on being a valued part of the community. Shop hometown proud at Metamora Kirby Foods.
So the Red Devils were forced to take their second timeout here in set number 2, and they're trying to come back into this set. We welcome you into the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth. Matthew Swan, my broadcast partner, Rob Van Tynen. And right now, it's Kenyal Vasquez at the line. Good move by the Bobcats, not able to get that one to drop. Kane Akua, here's Johnson from the back row, not able to get it to fall. I always love watching a player drift to the front, to that center line from the back row and build up that aggression and that power.
Oh yeah, I agree. Gets really hyped up, you expect something big.
Right now for Eureka, it's just a matter of placement, and they've been really having to deal with some negative placement in this set. St. Thomas keeps it alive, 2 hands from Thomas. Gets it back to Eureka. Here's a right hand, no good from Hernandez. Trading off. Killens with the back set. Hernandez, nice floater. Right side, this one off the right hand of Killens in the opposite direction. A point for the Bobcats. A 10-point lead for St. Thomas in set number 2. We know Eureka's very capable of coming back, but this is one of the largest point deficits they've faced in a single set. Johnson again from the back row. This one kept in play by Cameron Gray and goes out of bounds. Red Devils pick up point number 8. Those are tricky plays because you get, when that deflection happens, the ball travels near to that bench, and really there's not a whole lot of room over there for a player to make a play. Speaking of plays, there's a big one for Eureka. Great block by the Red Devils.
And I go back on what you were talking about. When that ball goes up in the air, as a player, you're not looking at anything in front of you. You're looking at that ball in the air so you know where it's at. So your surroundings and knowing where they're at, it's really up to your teammates telling you whether or not you're about to crash into something or not.
Eureka not able to do much with that reception. So once more, the Bobcats extend that lead as they look to make this one a very quick second set. Javon Thomas at the service line. Thomas hitting exactly at 400 in this ball game, and that percentage will drop after the service error. Red Devils only down by 8. So now it'll be Zamian Freeman for Eureka at the line. Freeman in his freshman season as well. That one directly into the center of the net. And the Bobcats pick up point number 19.
Right now it just seems like Eureka, they get get that 1 point, they get the ball back, and then unfortunately they keep turning around and giving it right back to St. Thomas.
Dennis Morgan. And there's a big kill picked up by Ian Izquierdo. Can't do too much with that. Rob, do you think we're in the position in this set where Eureka needs more than just a timeout to recover? They need a whole new set.
Yeah, I would agree a little bit, but we did see them come back in that last set too, and I think this team's got a lot of fight in it, and they're just not going to let it go that easily. So.
Yeah, you can imagine, you can actually see in front of your own eyes the fight that they have displayed within each individual player, their bench still cheering them on. And, as a teammate that's not even getting a chance to play, it's one of the hardest things to do is keep your head in the game, but the Red Devils don't have too much trouble with that. There's Freeman unable to dig it out. And that'll be point number 21 for St. Thomas, 4 away from obtaining the first 2 sets in this ballgame. Raven Lewis at the line. Killens in the air. Kane Akua back set Hernandez off the deflection, kept in play by St. Thomas. Good block. There was a whistle, and I believe Hernandez touched the net. You can see the net shaking just a little bit. Lewis back to work. Killens again. Red Devils set up the same formation. This time, they pick up the kill. Slowly but surely, that is the motive Eureka is going with right now.
Strike being bowled over there at the St. Thomas sideline over there. Playing some other games. We've seen football tonight. We've seen surfing. Now we've seen bowling.
And the worm. Can't forget the worm.
Cannot forget the worm.
Dug out by Gray. And a strong right hand from St. Thomas. Palacio. Excuse me, I believe that was Hernandez. Not able to get that one to fall. Two points away until the Bobcats win set number 2. Eureka, of course, not giving up yet. Hoping to persevere. Here's Izquierdo. There's the jump serve. Killens in the air. Over the middle. And a strong connection. Maddox Klusner getting his bench hyped up. Ten-point lead for the Bobcats. Here's Johnson. Great execution, and I believe that went out of bounds. It did. Red Devils pick up their second consecutive point, and this is exactly what we're looking for. We've talked about their lack of being able to build on one play after another, but it looks like they're starting to do that here.
Awesome.
And there's an ace for Mason Johnson and Eureka.
I just love that celebration. I don't know what it is about it after the ace getting down there. I don't know what you really call it, but I don't know, it fires me up.
Definitely fires us up, fires the team up as well, as you can see. Eight-point deficit. Here's Johnson again. Right over the middle. Good set left side, and that one out of bounds by Javon Thomas. 4 points in a row for Eureka.
Speaking of their ace celebration on the Eureka side, I love it so much. I went and bowled after running the camera after our first home game and hit that little celly myself after hitting a strike.
That's awesome. Here's Johnson again. And that time, no ace there. So St. Thomas picks up point 24. They're one away from winning these first 2 sets of the night. Eureka will have to pull every ounce of strength they have to make a really big comeback in this one. And that misjudged by Klusner, out of bounds. So St. Thomas wins set number 2 by a final 25-16. They're up 2 sets to 0. They'll look to go for the sweep against Eureka on the road. But for now, we'll take a break. Stay tuned. You're watching ECTV live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth.
State Farm helps make renters insurance simple. Our agents are dedicated to understanding your needs to help you choose the right coverage.
Call State Farm agent Randy Bagoli in Peoria today.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Randy Bagoli in Peoria today.
Did you know toner powder is actually powdered plastic, and Americans consume 100 million pounds of it each year? Epson Workforce Enterprise AM series printers are powered by simple, smart, and clean precision core technology, doing away with waste-making laser printer designs and parts that end up in landfills, so you can experience less wasting, more saving. Your Epson Business First partner is City Blue Technologies in Peoria, Eureka College's official partner for sustainable printing.
Are you ready to grow, to build, to thrive? Take the next steps with confidence at Heartland Bank and Trust Company. We go beyond just offering banking. We work with you to understand your needs. Whether you're saving, borrowing, protecting, or growing, we offer financial solutions for both personal and business needs. At Heartland Bank, we believe every life has a story, and yours includes building a secure future. Let's write that story together. Visit Heartland Bank today at hbtbank.com. Member FDIC.
Discover your perfect getaway in beautiful Prescott, Arizona. Your home away from home at Prescott Canyon Estates, a 55-plus community with beautiful panoramic views of Bradshaw, Thumb Butte, and Granite Mountains. Potter Rentals has properties available for monthly rental, all-inclusive and fully furnished, with all clubhouse amenities. Get more information today and make Prescott your home away from home at potterrentals.com.
Rob, I'll be honest, I'm a little disappointed. We've seen a few Eureka fans make their way to the exits, and we get ready for set number 3. We welcome you into the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth. Matthew Swan, my broadcast partner, Rob Van Tynen on the call. Rob, it's not looking too good for the Red Devils, down 2-0.
Yeah, not great. Not the best of starts for Eureka, but it is a new set. 0-0 coming up. I know these boys aren't ready to give up yet, so I think they still have a chance, and I think they will do their absolute best to bring this back into the 5th set tonight.
Yeah, I believe the key for Eureka in this set is getting started early. We haven't seen them do that too often. They did obtain the first point in set number 2, but shortly after, they gave up a nice little rally for the Bobcats. So if Eureka can get a strong enough lead in the early stages of this 3rd set, I think that'll at least boost their chances of taking a set with them.
Go back on you talking about the fans leaving a little early from this game. It is almost 9:30 right now.
That's true. I forgot about the late start time.
And I know some people got some pretty early classes tomorrow, so I do not blame those headed to bed to get up early tomorrow.
You know, that makes me feel very grateful in saying I don't have any classes tomorrow. I do have work, but no classes.
I wish I could say I didn't have class, but luckily I don't have class until 1:15, so I can sleep in tomorrow.
Hey, good news all around for our television crew. Eureka with the best, you're with the volleyball, and it's Kane Akuo to serve. And that one passed a diving Hernandez, so just like that, the Bobcats pick up their first point in set number 3. Timothy Reyes looking to keep up the trend. The Bobcats, as we take a look, 25-2 last season. They did not lose a single game in conference play. Those 2 overall losses coming against number 6 Park University from Missouri and the Masters University in California, 2 very big schools, understandably so, why the Bobcats were not able to pull those off. This year, already at that first loss, in which came against Campbellsville University. Good right hand from Hernandez. This one's still in play, and there's the kill picked up by Raven Lewis. That'll put St. Thomas back on top by a point. Good serve from Thomas. Good set, Hernandez. Blocked, able to keep it up, but they're going to rule this one a point towards the Bobcats. And I think head coach Ray wants some clarification on the official call.
Yeah, I am slightly confused as well on exactly what the call was, whether it was a double hit or if they touched the net or what.
Thomas goes right back to it. That one nicely dug out by Killens. Here's a back set. Lewis, and that one off the face, I believe, of Mason Johnson.
That definitely hurt.
Well, we saw Eureka do that against Illinois Wesleyan last home game for the Red Devils. Unfortunately, it happens to Eureka. That'll boost the morale for the Bobcats.
You got to feel for any guy that's taking a ball that hard off the face.
Yeah, well, for you watching, I mean, that's what Rob and I were talking about, and just the very dangerous aspect of men's volleyball.
Yeah, it almost reminds me, have you ever seen the video of Scott Sterling?
I have not.
You have not?
No.
The guy who just keeps getting hit in the face.
Oh, I think I have seen. Yeah. That is pretty funny.
They like hoist him up over the net.
Yeah, I have seen that. Oh man, that is a great video.
Scott Sterling.
I love in the video when the rest of his teammates look at each other and in agreement they go pick him up and carry him over the net.
It's funny.
Good serve. Hernandez able to keep it alive, and that one should be a point for the Bobcats, and it is. Eureka doesn't think so. I believe they thought the Red Devils were still in their transgression, but the Bobcats leaned over a little bit, able to get some contact on the ball, and now Thomas gets another chance at the line. That one, too strong.
Ooh, all right.
Eureka, point number 2 in this third set, down by 4.
Eureka fan all the way, but to me, it did look like it kind of got in
I
a little bit.
was a little curious. I was waiting for the official call.
Hey, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with the call.
Yeah, I mean Eureka, I feel like they should get that one.
Yeah.
Not biased at all.
We deserve a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. And the right hand serve, no good from Jaden Bellinger. We haven't seen a whole ton of Bellinger this season in his freshman year, like many other of his teammates out of Las Vegas, Nevada. That's another great thing about this Eureka roster. They have a lot of depth, and the amount of rotations they can spoil in and out, it's always a positive sign. Hernandez off the deflection. This one kept in play from that back row for St. Thomas. Dug out by Thomas. Here's the right hand, no good from Lewis. Kanayakua Johnson from the back row. Good rally between both sides. Lewis on the attack, and Killens not able to dig it out. Another point.
And you mentioned roster depth, and that's something we talk a lot about in basketball too. But really, in almost every sport, having a deep roster is just so important to just be able to have guys or girls rotate in and out to make sure everyone's staying up.
Killens on the dive. Hernandez. But either way, that'll be a point for the Bobcats. It was an exciting play, but too many hits for Eureka. 9-2. Bobcats with the volleyball. Dennis Morgan. Another trip to the line of service. 6 kills for Morgan. Hernandez is there. Good set on the attack, and Hernandez picks up another kill. That's his 7th of the night.
I don't know why, but this has been on my mind all night. Where did the 3-hit rule come from in the volleyball?
That's a good question that I do not yet know the answer to.
There's a lot of rules in sports that I wonder about, but this is one that always makes me wonder. Who decided only 3 hits? Why not 5?
Vasquez, here's Palacio, no good. And there's a kill picked up by the Bobcats as they just keep racking them up. They're up by 7. Okay, so this is interesting. So to answer your question, the 3-hit rule in volleyball came from the Philippines in 1916. And we could actually tie that to one of our own players, Claude Paris. He's from the Philippines. So maybe we could ask him about that. I'm sure he'd know a little bit about the background knowledge. A guy that's played volleyball for quite some time.
I just wonder, before the rule was implemented, was there more hits, less hits, or?
That serve in the center of the net, no good from Lewis. Red Devils pick up another point. So it'll be Ignacio Hernandez at the service line. Red Devils down by 7 as the Bobcats continue to look for the sweep. Hernandez gets set. Good serve. Might have gone out of bounds, but the Bobcats keep this one alive. Vasquez, back row attack. Hernandez off the deflection, and it falls. Red Devils, point number 5.
I dig deeper into my curiosity. Before, there wasn't even a 3-hit rule, so that just meant you just hit the ball as much as you wanted.
Wow, so the game could have just gone on and on.
Yeah, imagine just how long a volleyball game used to be. Thank goodness for that rule being implemented in 1920, or else we probably would be here all night.
So I think the referee just signaled to a fan in the stands who has a camera with a flash on, and I think he signaled for the fan to turn the flash off. Don't want to cause a distraction for the players on the floor.
Reminds me of that clip of Pete Weber yelling at the guy when he's bowling to turn his flash off in his approach.
Izquierdo on the serve. Vasquez is there. Here's Johnson. Opposite side, not able to pick up the kill. And that one past Vasquez. Thomas on the attack. 13 points for the Bobcats. They are moving along.
Not looking too hot right now for the Devils in this third set right now.
If St. Thomas is able to take this win away, they're going to feel pretty good because, again, just talking about their travel plans, flying in from Florida all the way to Eureka, Illinois, they are the reason why we had to push the game back 30 minutes. So you know they're probably already tired coming into this ball game, but the fact that they're still able to show up and put on an absolute successful performance tells us a lot about their program. Red Devils talking things over. That opening set was arguably their best set in this ball game. And since then, they've really started to slip away. That motivation hasn't been there. We haven't even heard from their bench in, I believe, 2 sets, and their bench is a big part as to why they're able to perform so well.
Yeah, tonight, right now, they just, honestly, they just don't look like themselves. I mean, the energy has been there in the first half of this overall game. But right now, it is starting to dwindle just a little bit. And, you know, there's just been a lot of miscues and mishits and stuff like that, something we don't usually see from them.
Jamel Toast at the service line. Or excuse me, that is still Ian Izquierdo. And that is long on the serve. Red Devils pick up point number 6.
Capitalize on that right here. Get a streak going there.
Yeah, we know Eureka's capable of making a strong comeback. Killen's on the serve. This one to the outside, and it's Thomas picking up the kill. 14 points for the Bobcats. They are just 11 away from getting the sweep. We're starting to see Eureka's bench come back into this ball game and really cheer on their team. The libero on the serve. And Klusner not able to get it past that front row. We haven't really mentioned the front row too much, but Dennis Morgan offensively has definitely made an impact. And now all of a sudden we're starting to see him rise in the defensive category. Monaco back to work. And that one perfectly placed by Javon Thomas. Nobody there in the back row for Eureka. A lot of players, they'll try to change the direction of their hit, but Thomas didn't need to do that. He was able to just go back backcourt in the center. Palacio into the net, and the Bobcats are just going and going until they'll be gone pretty shortly. Victor Monaco will continue to serve Red Devils, just trying to stay alive, trying to avoid their first loss of the season. And that serve a little too strong. And we see Palacio there, I believe, doing push-ups. Probably angry at himself for hitting that one into the net.
Keeping himself in this game. I like it.
Yeah, got to stay warm somehow.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no better way to do it. Kana Yakua just over the net. That one off the deflection, and Killens on the dive, not able to keep this one alive.
Eureka just doesn't have an answer for St. Thomas right now. Having a really hard time getting that point back.
18-7 the score. St. Thomas trying to take it away. Reyes, good serve. Kana Yakua. Here's a back row slam, and that is off a St. Thomas player is the call, so Eureka picks up point number 8. I didn't think anybody touched it for a minute.
Yeah,
but
I was worried there. I thought it was a long hit.
Yeah.
Definitely must hit somebody's fingernail. Something.
Mason Johnson on the attack. Over the middle, and a good block. Hernandez and Klusner right in the middle of it. They have been forced to go up against Raven Lewis, who has been dominating the Red Devils all night long. Not an easy task, but they were able to overcome it. Again, Johnson on the serve from that right side, and that one right into the net once again. Eureka picks up their 14th service error of the night. Bobcats 6 points away from taking this one home. It's Javon Thomas at the line, the sophomore looking to close it out. Good serve, dug out, and underneath that right side of the net, Bobcats pick up point number 20.
Yeah, it's not looking great right now. St. Thomas is up 20, and Luke only has 9.
Yeah, you always try your best to stay positive, but in circumstances like these, it's really difficult to. Another good serve from Thomas. Off the deflection, and Klusner, I believe that one hit off his stomach, and he wasn't able to adjust.
In situations like this, it's like St. Thomas, they just got so much momentum riding on their side right now, and it just seems like Eureka's just, like in Richmond, they're just in shambles right now. And don't really have an answer for anything right now.
Killens, nice reception. Here's Hernandez on the run. Good set, slam, and block by Ignacio Hernandez. What a player for Eureka. Picking up his first block of the night. Here's Klusner on the floater. Right side, and a kill taken away by Izquierdo. Bobcats 3 points away from sweeping the Red Devils in what would be their first loss of the season. Again, St. Thomas, a part of the NAIA. Here's a whistle, and the Red Devils pick up a point, number 11. Well, I feel like if any point in this set, this would be the time to really start turning the dial and increasing that level of fire.
Yeah, absolutely.
Vasquez at the line.
Too big of a lead right now to let St. Thomas get a point back.
And Vasquez on the dive, not able to get to it. Again, we just talk about the reception point for Eureka, and you have to adjust very quickly. You have a very limited amount of time to react. Johnson, who is shifted to his right, his right shoulder facing that Eureka crowd. Not able to deflect it in the right position. There's a service error from Raven Lewis. It'll be Hernandez at the line with control of the volleyball. Everybody here at the Reagan watching. Good serve. Somehow dug out, and Johnson a little too strong, no deflection. So 1 point away until St. Thomas leaves Eureka, Illinois with their 4th win of the season.
That one's going to have to be perfect from here on out if we're going to want to bring this game back.
The bench gets into it. That one hit in the air by Killens. Back row attack and out of bounds. And that'll close it out. Set number 3 ends by a final score 25-12. The Red Devils are swept on their home court and pick up their first loss of the season. Eureka falls to 6-1 overall. The Bobcats improve to 4-1 overall. Rob, it was a pretty great game. Very intense. What did you like?
I just like that, in the very beginning, the boys were down, they came back, and really throughout the game, the energy was high overall. It did go down just a little bit, but overall, the boys gave it their best shot tonight. The only thing I would say is that I don't really feel like tonight St. Thomas totally beat us. I just feel like the boys kind of beat themselves up tonight, as I feel like there was a lot of missed cues, a lot of missed hits, and overall, it wasn't the best night we've seen at Eureka. I know these boys can play much better, and I think they know that as well. So going into the next game, they're definitely going to do much, much better.
That's a very good point. Eureka not able to pull off the win here on the Pink Out. But that's all we have for you. Our next broadcast of Eureka College Volleyball will be on Friday, February 6th, when Eureka hosts Bryant and Scranton. You can watch that broadcast right here on ECTV. Coverage will begin at 6 p.m. live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth. Eureka College Volleyball is made possible by City Blue Technologies, a leading Epson dealer serving Central Illinois. Potter Rentals of Gilman, Illinois, owned and operated by Ernie and Barb Potter, both Eureka College class of 1965. Heartland Bank and Trust, Randy Begol, your State Farm agent in Peoria, Eureka College class of 1994, and by Kirby Foods in Metamora. On behalf of my broadcast partner, Rob Van Tynen, this is Matthew Swan. Thank you for watching.